Oh, it's so hot right now, so sticky and so classic Cologne summer, which is funny because I'm going to make a positive video about summer. So, great way to start. So today's video, I want to talk about, as I said, summer. Summer here in Europe, but I guess more specifically summer in Germany, and maybe even more specifically summer in Cologne and the general area where I live. And summer as a thing, as a feeling, which is what I think summer is. The whole vibe, the mood, the feeling that summer brings. And that's very, very true here in Germany. So this week I wanted to try and share that feeling in a video and in my photography. I went out, tried to capture some photos and videos and put together some thoughts on it, and just generally capture it with my camera to try and capture the feeling of summer. When I first arrived in Germany, it was winter. It was grey, it was bleak, it was cloudy, it was wet. I mean, it can be like that in Central and Northern Europe here at least. Winter can be pretty bleak. And when I first got here, one of the big things that I noticed was that a lot of local people or people that lived here would say, you've got to come back in summer. It's like a different place in summer. And at first, I thought that was, a little bit weird. Why does everybody keep saying this to me? But after being here now for a few years, I completely understand. Probably happens in a lot of different countries around the world, but here there's a lot of seasonal contrast. And I think one of the reasons why this stands out maybe a little bit more for me is because it's not as like that in Ireland, but here in Germany I find that the seasons are much more distinct. So here in Cologne the summers are sunnier, they're a lot warmer, and in general the weather is just a good bit better. And this difference in weather just really affects the general atmosphere and the positivity of the people. The summer here is definitely a feeling. And so my goal was to capture that. So over the last week I went out a few times to try and get a snapshot of summer, both in the city and a little bit outside the city. And I started by going for a couple of after work walks. Parks are very much key to summer life in, I think, all cities, to be fair. People of all ages are out and about, bikes are thrown on the floor, people are playing some sports, they're drinking a beer, they're just having a good time. And nothing says summer here in Cologne like kiosks. Kiosks are basically small newsagent type stores. They sell nothing more than like newspapers, some snacks, some cigarettes, and a beer, and like one or two other things. But the most important thing is that they sell beers. It's a classic activity here all year round, but it's a classic summer activity for sure, is to just stop by these kiosks and get a kiosk beer, to just grab a kiosk beer and chill and drink it and enjoy it with some friends. And I continued my walk through the city trying to capture this atmosphere as much as I could in different places. And for the most part, I think I got some nice photos. It's difficult to try and capture and shoot something like this, I think, without going too cliche in moments. I tried to look for a nice balance of details and just wider general shots of the city. It's also kind of tricky to shoot photos of people here in Germany because people generally don't like it as much. They're not as open to street photography. So it was kind of hard to shoot the atmosphere of the people without leaning too much into the people. But still, I got some nice photos, and I think in general I captured a nice little balance of what I wanted this little series of photos to look like. And I continued with my walk, and I eventually caught the train and ended up by the Rhine, which is the lifeblood of the city here, I guess. I wouldn't call it the heart and soul because it's not exactly the heart and soul of what everything happens here, but it's a big part of daily life here in the city, and especially during the summer. And when I got here, I found a pretty stunning sunset as well, so I was really lucky. The sun was just going down right behind the massive cathedral, and I got some pretty nice photos, which I think helped to sum up the whole evening and generally just put that nice little cherry on top of this little sequence of summer feeling photos that I was looking for. I also wanted to add a little bit to this series of photos on life slightly outside the city, because there is more to summer here than just one place or one specific place. So we took a small trip on the weekend to a nearby lake. The interesting thing about these places to me in the summer is that the feeling of summer and the positiveness of the atmosphere kind of lets people just relax a little bit easier. I mean, I definitely find that for sure, is that it helps me to relax more. Usually I have a hard time allowing myself to like sit down and relax and just enjoy some time doing nothing. But when the sun is out and you've made the effort to go to a place specifically so you can relax, I guess it's a little bit easier to relax when you get there. And it was cool to see everybody there just enjoying time with family and friends and chilling out and just being happy in general. And that's the common denominator in all these experiences. It's the people, the vibrancy, and the atmosphere of summer in Cologne and everywhere else, I guess. They're all created by people just enjoying the season. It's funny how the weather and the natural world can have such an effect on us sometimes. It just makes people happier. I often take this for granted, but every now and then I stop to realize just how special summer can be.